Thank you. Sincere, how are you feeling?
I feel great, but again, like this wasn't easy at all. It was tough. It was really, really tough. Two lovely women with bright and beautiful spirits. It's not an easy decision, but I knew deep down that she was what I needed. So.
And
I guess we don't care about people's mental health in 2026 out here because, hey, let me tell you this now. Listen, let me be real with you, okay? Sincere, what the frick is going on? In fact, I don't know why I'm even surprised that you chose Melanie in the end, because like I said in my title, if you take a shot at the queen, make sure you don't miss, yeah? And in this situation, all right, Soul had her chance and Melanie sent her to the Shadow Realms. It is what it is. I can't be mad at it. Also, Kenzie ended up choosing Corbin again. I think it was obvious, especially on this episode, because she actually said in a cutscene that she wanted to see Caleb's more masculine behavior or masculine presence. Once I heard that, I already knew old girl ain't choosing that boy, because that's a boy right there to her. Okay, all right, and has always been a boy to her. She wanted to play around. Caleb was more of a paperweight, and he was really somebody who could actually challenge Corbin in that space. All right. Obviously, then we had, and then we had obviously Casey and Anaya, and I want to talk about this for a little bit. So let me start here. I want to be very honest with you guys. The think pieces that I'm seeing on the internet is getting a bit mad. Can't hold you. The think pieces by black folk is a bit too much. I don't understand how we can watch Casey and Anaya and we choose one side to be a villain. I don't even choose Anaya to be a villain. I don't choose Casey to be a villain. Let's just make it very obvious what it is. These two are both settling, and I wish people would start to see that for what it is. Let's stop talking about black love. Let's start talking about the fact that, you know what, Casey don't really understand her. She don't really understand him. Let's start talking about it. They're settling. Casey don't like taking risks. Anaya doesn't know how to take a risk either. Okay, all right. This is simply a choice of having no choices in the villa. Okay, if they had choices, we'd see a different gameplay by both of them. Okay, neither wants either. Not really. I'm not saying they don't want each other like that. What I'm saying to you is it's the best option that they have in the villa. It's not their best option. Okay, all right. So, and that exactly, Anaya isn't scared about losing KC. She's scared about losing her place on the show. That's what's causing the anxiety. That's what's causing her to freak out. That's what's causing her to be double-minded. You can explore, but then almost punishing him for exploring by using her emotional, by being emotional and having a big reaction, right? So, in essence, this situation between Casey and Anaya needs to end it today. I've said this already. I don't believe in their love. I don't believe in their love. I've already told you this. I don't believe in their love. I don't see it working. I don't see these two giving me any kind of spark. A brother said he wants to smile and enjoy and laugh. Has he done that with Anaya? No, let's really deep it. Man called her a grandma for a reason. And I know there's this big talk about the sex aspect between him and Anaya. People wanted to make it into a think piece because obviously he said about the sex thing and there's nothing really going on with them in the bedroom. And that's an issue. There's no issue about it. There is none. If you don't want to have sex, but I want to have sex, and I say, you know what, I would want to have sex, and I call you a grandma because of the way that you behave, and he's not talking about this as sex, he's talking about the actual overall energy that Anaya carries. I don't think there's an issue behind that. I don't think there's an issue behind it. Right? We didn't write think pieces when Zach was saying he didn't want to go into the hideaway, but Kayla wanted to go into there. We didn't write think pieces then. But sure, they weren't black, so I understand why he didn't want to talk about them. But the reality situation is, bruv, he is not his best self when he's with her. He is bored. He is being limited when he's with someone like Anaya. No offense. She doesn't allow him to shine. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay? All right? She doesn't allow him to shine. I need this thing to cut and end today. I don't want to see it no more. I don't want them two to be in it no more. Get them some bombshells in there. Get them some people that actually, can actually like these people. Because for me personally, there's nothing going on with this couple here. Nothing. Black people just want them to win, but there's nothing going on. They look cute, they look good, but nothing's going on. Okay, all right, and I get it. We want to support our black folk. Okay, all right. I know we want our black people to win, but I'm gonna be honest with you, hella boring. Hella boring. And Anaya is usually, I'm gonna be honest with you, Anaya with him is a boring, makes him more boring. Casey's got bags of personality and energy. He's always smiling, got the camera on him. He's got a funny face on. We enjoy watching Casey. Let's be honest. Let's be freaking honest. We enjoy watching Casey with a little smile in the corner of the camera. Okay? The reason why people love watching Anaya is because we want to support our own. But other than that, you're not enjoying her. I'm going to be real with you. There's nothing you're enjoying about Anaya. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be very honest. We don't have to lie to ourselves. This is not about hating black women. Some of you, some people like turn it into we hate black people, and you know what I mean, right? I want him to go for Soul. I want it to happen. I need him to pull Soul for more chats, and I need him to leave Anaya today because it is boring and it's laborious, and you are being tied down. And Casey's not being honest. You want to explore. You want to explore. You want to explore. Okay? I need you to go and explore. Go and enjoy yourself. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Yeah? All right? So that's my thing there. Okay? Do I think Soul will reciprocate energy? Yes, she would now. After Sincere did what he did. She's got no choice but to reciprocate. She got no choice but to be open. Problem with Soul is she doesn't want to stand on nobody's toes. That's the only issue. Otherwise, she could have collected Casey a long time ago. See how Casey's smiling from ear to ear. Brother is happy when he's with Soul, man. I'm sorry, he's happy when he's with Soul. Obviously Zach and Kada, we already know about them. They were in a hideaway as well earlier on, and and then obviously this episode they were just kind of chill. Kada and Zach are really chill. I know there's a whole conversation going about Zach and Bryce and them being a bromance and whether they're gay or not. I'm not really here to discuss that. I don't think that's even appropriate to discuss whether they're gay or not, or bisexual, or whatever they want people to talk about on the internet. Not my thing. What I will say is they have a good friendship, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you know anything about a certain demographic, they're very comfortable with each other. Okay, very. As black folk, I know we don't be that comfortable, but with certain demographic, they are very comfortable. They can be boys and be flicking each other's balls. They be making sexual jokes about each other, and that is just their banter. Okay, that is just their banter. They will tell each other that I love you, I love my boy more, I love my girl. That is just their banter, bro. Okay, you got to be aware that as black folk, we can't be imprinting how we do things onto them. That's not how they roll, bro. They roll differently. Just want to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying to you? So yeah, just wanted to just kind of highlight that in that particular essence as well. No, let's be honest. I think all the couples are safe right now. All the couples are safe. Okay. I know Trinity says she liked Bryce. Yeah, I think Trinity likes Bryce the same way that women like men when they give them a chance and they've ground them down and they've been over pursued. Yeah, I think over time you just kind of give in, and that's why I feel like with Trinity and Bryce, I don't believe nothing that's going on there either. I don't believe nothing that's going on there either. If I'm honest with you, I don't believe anything that's going on there. You can sell me ice and tell me it's something else. I ain't believing it. So for me personally, I'm not with it. All right, cool. Let me talk a little bit about, obviously, if you take shots at the queen, don't miss. Yeah, Melanie and Sincere. We've got to talk about it. Okay. Melanie and Sincere, what's the issue here? Well, with Melanie and Sincere, let me be very real with you. Okay, all right. The issue with Melanie and Sincere is that they are a toxic brand and they can't get rid of each other. Okay, Sincere can't get rid of Melanie because they are a toxic brand that mirror each other. Okay. And when you're that toxic, you get used to certain patterns and certain ways that people move. You lack a certain energy. Soul is too calm for what we're seeing in with Sincere. Although Soul likes Sincere, her energy isn't given any kind of you know what I'm saying to you? There's no spice and no danger from Soul. She just looks like a baddie, but there's no spice and there's no danger. And every time they talk, you know what I'm saying to you, she is being soft and she's been her feminine state, but within that, there seems to be some kind of conversation that's always deep down and emotional. So for me, I'm like, all right, cool. I already know they're not having. It never feels like they're having fun. You ever deep that? You ever deep that Soul and Sincere are never really having fun? He's always seemingly supporting her emotionally. I just don't think that's gonna work, and that's why it didn't work, because I felt like he didn't have fun with her. Right? He's always rubbing her up, you know, doing the cute stuff, you know, doing all that, you know, gentle touching, you know, and it looks good. But I'm gonna be real with you. I just think that it's not really actually. I just don't feel like he was actually having a spark with Soul. And I said this with Jesse Wu. I said, you know, man, them can like the fact that you're attractive. They want to taste it, but let's be honest. They don't make you feel excited. Let's be honest. When you watch Soul, are you excited? You're not. You're bored. Let's be honest. No offense to Soul. She's actually a really good girl. Her and Caleb should get together, because they're kind of boring together. No offense. I'm using boring. That's really offensive, because really and truly what it is, both Caleb and Soul are really chill people. They're very calm. And actually they should be with each other. But because neither of them have a spark, they always look for people that have a spark. And that's where Caleb went with Kenzie. She has a spark. That's where she went with Sincere, because he has a spark. And a spark is usually an air of danger, and usually it's a bit toxic. Okay? When Sincere went to have a conversation with Melanie, we all knew what was going to happen. I still miss you. You still miss me. You know that toxic couple that you always have as friendship group, and they're always getting back together again, off again, together again. After a while, you just like, shut up. Don't tell me nothing about what's going on with you. I don't want to know. I don't even want to know what you lot are going through. I don't even want to know what you lot are dealing with right now. I don't even want to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell me any more about what the frick's going on. I'm tired of your mess. That's Melanie and Sincere. We are tired of their mess. We are bored of their toxicity and back and forth, breaking up and getting together, We're tired of it. Okay? All right? So yeah, for me, we knew that he would choose her in the end, because I feel like his heart has always been set with Melanie. She sets his heart ablaze. She gets him excited. She makes him feel like he's having fun. She makes him feel like he's alive, you know, but they had to learn some key lessons. I'm not mad at it. The lessons that they had to learn were obviously very, very true, right? The lessons he had to learn was he had to learn how to actually start being honest, whether he's going to learn to that. I don't know if he actually did that. He had to learn that, you know, a bit more about, you know, keeping consistency and being truthful. Whether he's actually developed that, another story for another day. Melanie had to learn how to be emotionally regulated. Has she learned that? Story for another day. I can't guarantee that they actually do that. You know what I mean? I just think to myself, when I'm watching them, they do have a spark. Whether you like Sincere or not is irrelevant. Okay? Whether you like Melanie is irrelevant. When they're together, there's energy. Okay? When Melanie and Sincere get together, whether you like them or not, there is energy, blood. And that's what I'm saying to you about KC and Anaya. They don't have that. And the funny thing is that both KC and Anaya are not even, I wouldn't even say they're even the most secure kind of islanders, where actually this will look normal. No. This situation is an indicative of the fact that they are extinguishing each other. You know? They're extinguishing each other. And I'm glad, you know what? I'm glad that Melanie and Sincere didn't listen to America. The heart wants what the heart wants. You know what I'm saying, Chu? I know we as a, I know that we got to vote for them, but the heart wants what the heart wants. You know, and that level of wanting, you know, you can't buy it, bro. We call that desire. It's the desire. I want to see desire. Yeah, that is what we're talking about. Desire, right? Something that Casey and I do not have. They are lacking serious desire. Casey and Anaya, the whole argument that they even had between themselves, what was the argument about? She felt that Casey wasn't listening. And then when he said, obviously, how he felt, she said, how did it get flipped onto me? Because you are the issue, Anaya. That's why it's flipped onto you. I said, listen, if he ends up dating her, honestly, it's going to be a long hill. It's going to be a long hill. If he dates Anaya outside, it's going to be a long hill. People that overthink and then start to sabotage, and then when they're being called out about what they're doing wrong, and then say, well, I wasn't right. I'm telling you now. Okay, all right, I'm telling you now, they're gonna always be a problem. Casey, leave that girl alone. Let her go and find her light-skinned prince, because that's what she wants. Let her go and find her light-skinned prince, and you go and find your light-skinned princess. Okay, because both of you, okay, do not want each other like that, bro. Okay, go and find your light-skinned prince and princesses and be at your best. Because right now we are getting low-balling energy. Yeah, it's very low ball energy. I'm looking at it and I was just like, she's talking about how, oh, he doesn't understand me, he's not hearing me, and then and you know, he's flipping it onto me, and I'm like, Anaya, really? I don't know. Yeah, you know, you would have thought it would be Anaya who would be crashing out. Yeah, do you know what it is? And then we had the whole silent, then we had the whole don't talk to me treatment because of him talking to Soul. So actually what ended up happening was and of course, she said obviously because he didn't actually understand her feelings. No, she punished him. And this is what I'm saying to you, like, Casey needs to leave it. She ended up punishing him. We just don't call it punishing, right? When she decided, I want to be on my own today. No, you wanted to punish him. So even though you're saying he can explore, he can do all those things, the fact you're having a conversation, then you initiate silent treatment. And then you're sitting with the girls talking about how sexy somebody's back is. Sis, this is the toxicity we're talking about here, right? In reality, right, KC is not, I'm not saying he's better than Anaya at all. I'm saying that KC, choose Soul, have a different connection. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Because there ain't nothing fun right now between Casey and Anaya, blood. It's actually kind of sad. You know? You know? And I'm telling you that kind of energy from Anaya will wear somebody down. She will wear somebody down. No matter how we want to describe, well, she might have her own insecurities because, you know, she was bullied when she was younger. You know how black skin is. But all that is excuses. You're going to wear somebody down. You're wearing somebody down. Okay? Right? All the excuses behind why you did it doesn't really matter. You're wearing somebody down. And eventually that person's going to get tired of trying to keep it good. You know, like at some point you can see of Casey, yeah, he felt like, you can see at one point that, you know, Casey was thinking about reconsidering his whole life. He's like, blood, I don't know why. I'm at this point, I'm thinking about whether I need to be in this relationship or not, whether I need to be in this connection or not. Do I need to be elsewhere? Like Casey at one point looked like he was fed up. He's ready to give up. Ready to give in. Yeah, I said I weren't feeling it at all. Obviously, Kenzie, Corbin, and Caleb's situation, the love triangle. Can we be honest with you? I don't think Kenzie's a villain. I know people are trying to get onto Kenzie. What did Kenzie do wrong? Now, she did a little bit of manipulation, just a little bit of manipulation. She manipulated him into kissing her. I will be honest about that. She did manipulate him into a kiss. But what did Kenzie do? Why is she getting the Kenzie, like, you know, the think pieces about being a villain. She's not even a villain. I don't think Kenzie's a villain. Now, is she a little bit ignorant in the way that she deals with things? Yeah. Is she a little bit double standards? Yeah. I don't really see villain behavior, bro. Okay, all right. I don't see villain behavior. At the end of the day, right? She liked Corbin, felt like Corbin was the one. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I thought Corbin would have liked somebody else, but clearly he likes blonde and blues and blue eyes. Okay. You know, she switched up friends group over a dude. Well, I mean, who else didn't do that? I mean, Melanie is no different to her. Melanie might not switch her friendship group, but her energy means that no one else can actually get close to anybody else, because once she gets close to people, you have to kind of go through the presence of Melanie, you know. Yeah, I think the only thing that I'd get on to Kenzie about is the way she did Caleb, right? She kind of played Caleb. That's what I would say about that, you know. Okay, I can work with the fact she was a hypocrite. Yeah, I can work with the fact she's a hypocrite. Again, right? Same as Melanie as well, right? I just don't see her as a villain. Look, I enjoyed watching the game unfold. I enjoyed watching her reel Corbin in. You know, real Corbin writing. You know what I'm saying? These two end up kissing and saying, you know what? Frick it. Let's not tell nobody. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I was like, I weren't too phased. I like Kenzie. I ain't gonna hold you. You have to listen. We need a little bit of ginger in this place, a little bit of spice in this place. Okay, all right. Kenzie's given what Anaya's not given. Let's be honest. Y'all, I want to be honest. I want to reiterate this point. The only reason why you lot are backing Anaya is because let me not say it, because somebody might clip it and take it somewhere they don't need to take it. But you know why we're supporting Anaya. You know why? Because it ain't nothing to do with her giving you great TV. Tell me one time she give you great TV. Even the crash out, you're getting pissed. You're getting annoyed at the crash out. It's not even a cute crash. I'm not saying it's cute, but you're not even saying, yeah, girl, crash out. You're actually annoyed. You're like, what are you doing? What has Anaya given us? At least Kenzie's given us some TV blood. I'm never sure. Is it Caleb or is it Corbin? Then she sneaks off with Corbin into the corner, kisses Corbin, tells Corbin, don't tell anybody, after manipulating him into a kiss. Can I be mad at it? No, great TV. You know what I'm saying to you? All right? If I had my way, Anaya be off, mate. I'll be having a rough, man. She's too serious. You know what I'm saying to you? It's too serious, man. Stiff. You know what I'm saying to you? Anaya being supported because of her dad. That's not why. That ain't why. But you know, let me not say it because I'm gonna get my neck. Anyway, let me get C-Way on. What's good?
Hello.
What's Gucci?
How are you, Kojo? Long time no see.
Yeah, back from my band. They had me on the rope.
Oh no.
3 months in it, but it's all good. I'm not mad at it.
I didn't know why we were all on TikTok. Okay. Hi guys. How
Man,
y'all
it's been crazy, isn't it? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this episode, man? I already know you're gonna break somebody's back.
Man. It had a couple of twists that I kind of anticipated. You know, it was the plot twist that we anticipated. I think a couple bubbles had to be burst. I think Soul and Caleb were a bit delulu, but I do understand why they were delulu, because they were getting fed things. But I do think for both of them, in the back of their mind, they knew the truth, but they just were going with it. And so I think them both being kind of dumped was probably what they needed, because I think they knew in the end what was going on. I was pleasantly surprised by Anaya's letter. She seemed to kind of own the things that people have had a problem with her about, which I think the letter showed a lot of self-reflection that I don't think we saw like in their conversation. And I thought that was good. But I do wonder how much time her and Casey got left. Like, that was cute. I just don't know how much time we and Casey got left. But I think in general, and I know we were probably going to break it down. I when I was voting today, I had to vote for Soul and Caleb because I can't get behind any of these people. I literally had to vote for Soul and Caleb just because I feel like I don't know. A part of me was like, I could vote for Bryson Kennedy, but after the stunt Bryce pulled, no. And so, yeah. Hey, Sean. He getting set up.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, no. I mean, listen, I yeah, she took accountability. She did take accountability of her crash out and everything as well. I mean, it's just, you know, I don't even care about the crash out because the crash out is crash out. You know what I'm saying to you? Everybody has their moments. You know what I'm saying to you? I just, honestly, I want them to split. I want them to be split. I want new people in there to come, maybe to kind of just be able to maybe get a different side out of them, right? I want that to happen. I don't want them to be dumped just yet. I want one or two people to come in there, spice it up a little bit. Let's see another side of them. Okay, all right. This is Love Island. I want a little bit more from them. I want a little bit more. Right now, it's given, and I want a little bit of, you know what I'm saying to you? I want a little bit more danger, a little bit. I'm not saying toxicity. I want a little bit more danger. What we had today with her crashing out and saying like, yeah, I don't want that. I want to see a bit more of a spark between you two. Do you guys feel the spark between the two? I mean, do you see the spark between these two outside of the fact that it's black love? Do you see a spark?
No. And honestly, KC seems tired and sad. And Anaya seems stressed out and sad. And I think I think what the problem is that I think they both want to make it work. That's what I gained from this episode. I think in their heads, they're trying to make fetch happen, and it's not happening. And so that's why, like, yeah, Fayer, I don't want to say it wrong. I'm sorry. Like, Casey looks drained, and honestly, Anaya looks drained. Like, they look tired from trying to make it work. Personality wise, it just doesn't work. I think KC works on Love Island, but I agree with you, Kojo. Anaya on Love Island is not really fully working.
She's Lover's blind. She's Lover's blind. She's married at first sight. She's one of them people there. I think she could work perfectly there, but Love Island, nah. And it's not because she's not putting out. It's just because her energy is very, you know what I'm saying, Chu? And it's, do you know what it is? It's been interesting because the crash out's been coming. Right, the crash out's been coming because it's been little tidbits earlier in the season. I think when they had a kiss situation and the way she was saying, "I don't do this to you." I said, "Baby girl, you got too much loyalty for this man. You barely know that Negro, and already we're loyal." I said, "Baby, that's for Love Is Blind. That is not for Love Island." Okay, all right. Explore, please. Okay, you know that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Master Sean, you shaking your head. You don't agree?
I fear I'm on my own once again. Shout out to Patty LaBelle. I'm on my own. Well, I'm glad to be back, though. I'm glad to be back, you know, in fellowship with the LBB family. You know, we have missed, you know, everyone, you know. So, but yeah, I don't agree with anything either one of you said. But
which part?
But I fear I'm a hopeless romantic, you know? I just feel like, you know, if we can't stand the rain, you know what I'm saying? That's my favorite Boyz II Men song. So sometimes we got to go through some things to get to the other side, and they're young. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for them. You know, I had my Kleenex on the side. My eyes were sweating a little bit when those letters came down the pike, because I feel like sometimes that's just what happens. You know, like you really like somebody and then you get in your way and then you start replaying all the things. And then you're in this compressed environment. You know what I'm saying? So I think everything ain't going to look pretty. So I'm rooting for them, you know, and I think that to me, the key points, aside from me just being a hopeless romantic, were the letters. because the letters for me spoke volumes because it touched to each of the things that they were going through, which means they had a chance to self-reflect. You know, Anaya reassured KC that she, you know, she cares about him. She likes him, the things that she appreciated about him. And he told her and shared that vulnerability with her about why sometimes he's joking or he may smile through a serious moment. You know, so I think those things are important because everything happens for a reason. So I'm still rooting for them until otherwise. You know, yes, is Anaya serious? But hey, you know, I like a serious girl. I like a girl with morals. So she still got my vote until further notice.
I don't disagree with that. It's not that I disagree with that. I think time is going to tell from here on out the real meaning behind those letters. I fully believe that Anaya's letter was full of self-reflection. And I believe Casey's letter was full of self-reflection. And that part I mentioned before. I don't know if you were up here yet, but I mentioned that I really like that part. What I'm not convinced is that the things that the struggles that they were talking about in the letters, I'm not convinced that is coming from a place of like, we really like each other, but we have to get through this. My issue is, part of me feels like is that they just want to like each other and they have to get through this. That's what I'm not convinced. Like, I'm just not convinced. I mean, I like our point of view. I think a lot of people are making think pieces on either side because we want to support Black women or darker skinned Black women, or people want to run to Casey's side because, you know, we support Black men. I don't even think this situation calls for neither one of those. It really is a very, just a unique type of situation in Love Island, in my opinion.
And they really are making think pieces on that. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, and I think that's why I don't get fit. Like sometimes I like to hear, like I definitely am gonna run to TikTok. I just finished the episode, so you know, and hear what some of the people have to say because it's interesting. And you know, sometimes some things catch my opinion, but you know, or catch my attention, and I could be like, okay, that makes sense. You know, like when it comes to Kinsey and her being a dangerous colonizer, yeah, I'm down with those think pieces because she's one to watch out for. You know, especially the way she plays, and definitely the overcorrection, telling that man ocean ain't white noise. I don't know what you talking about, sis, but ocean noise is white noise. I have a white noise machine, ocean, rain, you know, forest, it's all on there. So I just need her to fall back. You know, she got Caleb together with the 2030 vision, 2010, whatever. You ate that. That's true. You know, but you ain't got to be correcting everybody. You know, just settle down, fall back. Yeah, I'm good on her. But the think pieces, I mean, I'm not supporting Anaya and KC because they're brown skin or dark skin, and you know, I like genuine, authentic people. You know, I'm a root for Black all day, every day for sure, but that's not my motive. My motive is like just knowing how, and sometimes when we take a step back because we get so hyper fixated and watching these people and we want them to do exactly what we want them to do because we're seeing so many angles, we forget we're seeing angles that they don't see, and we're also not 22 on an island plunked with a bunch of hot people, you know? So how clear would our vision be? How accurately would we do everything? So I always enter into it with a level of grace.
Fair.
No, I definitely hear you. You know what I mean? I definitely hear you. I think watching those two, it's boring, man. Freaking hell, it's like paint drying blood. I just think we just need to be honest with ourselves. You know what I mean? It's boring. There's nothing going on there, Sean. Yeah? It's an empty barrel and it's not even making noise. You know what I'm saying to you? It is boring. Bro, I could watch a ship cross oceans and it'd be more entertaining, mate. Yeah, watching these two, I just feel like they're being stifled. You know what I'm saying, Chu? We're getting stifled here. And you know what it is? Also, what it is it's interesting. Watching KC with Soul, yeah, man's soul lit up. Do you see how excited he was? He was just happy to be with someone that would just have a nice light energy. Yeah, the brother's being drained. Okay, and if he doesn't wake up and smell the Kenko coffee, he gonna be drained to a place where, bro, he gonna say and do something that gonna ruin that 100K at the end. Because the more that I feel like they're forcing it to try and be liking each other, when I genuinely heart, hand on heart, do not believe that they're each other's preferences. When I say preference, I mean that they can deal with each other, but it's not their top preference. They both like light-skinned people. I just want to be real with you. Okay? The way she talks about Corbin, I ain't never heard her talk about Casey like that. I ain't never heard him. And the way that he feels light talking to Saul, I ain't never seen him be like light talking to Anaya.
Yeah, I'm gonna just push back on that because all that is the flutters of preference lust. You know what I'm saying? And we've all been there, you know, and every guy, I mean, I'm, you know, I stand on it. I've never cheated. Oh, and before I get into this too much, correction, I just learned something new. She was even wrong about the vision. Oh, well, 2 for 2. So, you know, I thought she was right. You know, I thought she was right. It made sense to me. See, I was even fooled by the preference and the nurse degree. So yeah,
she was right about the 2030, but she wasn't right about the nearsighted one.
Oh, the nearsighted. Okay, I thought there was one part she was right about. Okay,
yeah, the 2030.
Either way, I want her out. I want her to pack it up, and I want her out of my villa. I'm sorry, I need her gone. She's stressing me out. But back to Anaya and KC and just talking about the whole soul of it all. It all happens. We've been there, whether we've gone fully and cheated or just been like lured away by something that looks good. Yeah, those initial feelings when you're in a relationship and you're going through some struggles and then you got a girl that's totally different, you're going to be excited about that. But at the end of the day, what's going to be the mainstay? What's going to be the thing that's long lasting? That's the thing that's most that's what I'm buying into. And look at Sincere. He had all the soul, but he went right back home. He came right back home tonight though. So hey.
No, he's saying that Sincere went right back home. You know what I'm saying to you? No, I definitely hear you.
I mean, I just feel like the only people really giving us good TV is Insincere, and Melanie and Insincere are really holding it down. Melanie and Insincere, and then Bryce and Trinity with their side popcorn conversations. Everybody else, I mean, I guess if you into Kinsey and Corbin creeping in the corner, then that too is entertaining. But honestly, her running back and forth and thinking that she run the villa is I don't know why production allowed Kinsey to run the villa, but we got to pack this up. I'm not even blaming Kinsey at this point. I'm blaming production for bringing in bombshells to the point where now Kinsey thinks she run the villa.
She most definitely thought she was running things.
And she, for a second now, she's been running the villa. It's not even a thing. She is running the villa. And that's what's pissing me off.
No, she's not running the villa, because if she was running the villa, Melody would have been packed up and Sincere's letter would have been to Soul. That's how that would have gone if she was fully running that villa. But I just think like, and I hear everybody saying, oh, they're so sad and y'all need to go back and maybe not watch full episodes of previous seasons. Which I did, and I'm very new to Love Island. I think last season and then the season before that with Serena and Cordell are the ones I watched fully. But these couples be going through it, y'all. Are y'all forgetting? Like, let's not forget. They be going through it, and sometimes it's later on, sometimes it's earlier on, but they go through it. And I just feel like, yeah, sometimes you're going to have to, you know, you're going to work through some things. Sometimes somebody may not necessarily be your preference in the beginning, but, you know, let's not pack them up just yet. You know, I do understand Anaya was a little in her head. I think her letter clarified some of that. Hopefully now, Let's see how she is. I mean, I'm not all saying give her, you know, I'm 10 toes down. I'm like Bea. I'm five toes in on them. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to count them out just yet. Let's see how she acts. Now, if she gets back to the gloom and doom of it all, then yeah, you know, maybe we just got to pack up old girl. Now,
she ain't gonna do nothing else but be gloom and doom.
Don't put that on her. Don't put that on my baby girl. You know, and you see, you know,
I know you're trying to get some tickets for the game, but my brother, she gonna be.
I don't want no tickets. I don't want no tickets. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I just, you know, I'm rooting for her. She's just a girl, Kojo. She's just a girl trying to figure it out.
What are we talking about now?
It's about Naya still. It's about just a girl.
Well, I think this is paper bag, color island, light skin island, biracial island, white mom island. I do think, you know, we have a duty to try to support Anaya. However, I'm gonna have to do it with a caveat. I'm really trying, but I need baby girl to give me something I can feel. So I'm gonna get back on this boat after this letter, after her owning her part, owning what she did, whatever, KC owning his, and I'm gonna try to start over with them. Here forward, I'm gonna do my best to start over with them. You know, I understand they both got insecurities. They're in a fishbowl. We're going to try to move forward. But if Anaya does this reassure me thing one more time, I'm going to lose it. Because you can't be reassured when that's not the point of Love Island. He can't tell you he's not going to explore when that's the point of Love Island. I don't know. Unless they're going to close off.
Wish they're not, because Anaya doesn't want to close off. That's the whole point.
Right, that's why I'm saying we're going in circles here. If they want to close off, they can close off. But that means when Anaya is being colorist, because I believe she's one as well. When she's being colorist and her light skinned king come in there, she got to say close off too. So we're either gonna close this off or we're not. But I'm tired, so I'm gonna give them a fresh start. But this is it. I didn't vote for them though.
I'm glad you said.
I knew enough black people would.
I'm glad you called it what it is. Okay, all right, because those first three people she stood behind was nobody black. She stood behind Zach, Sean, and she likes to say that was her top. That lady likes light. Okay, all right. That's why this thing ain't gonna work. That's why I keep saying it ain't gonna work. I need her to go with her preference. I'm not here to judge you. You got a colorist vibe. That's up to you. But I'm saying go with your preference so you can be free. You know what I'm saying to you? So you can be free and give us your best island performance. Right now, you're limited, you know, you're shrunken, you're minimalized. You know what I'm saying to you? Yeah.
Well, at least she's not playing therapy no more. So I think we did get a whole episode at least of her not doing therapy, not, you know, being people's therapist. So I appreciated that.
No, she's gonna do therapy. She can't be telling people secrets. That's what I'll be telling. So
And let's give them some grace, you know. And listen, a producer passed away. It's a lot done. The EVP of the show done passed away.
That was terrible.
They got a lot going on. That has a big impact on who's getting in whose ear and shaking stuff up. So, you know, let's root for them. And until further notice.
Fair enough. Well, you know, obviously, you know, you were talking about Kenzie. I personally like Kenzie. I just want to be honest with you. I'm rooting for my villain. You know, I like to see good TV, and she gives me 90 Day Fiance. She gives me, you know, love after lockup. She's giving me this kind of energy, which I love. You know what I mean? You know, it's good TV. You don't want to watch it, but it's great TV. Okay, it's a crash and a burn, but you still end up watching it, okay? And, you know, the way that obviously with her and Corbin's situation, you know, she got her cowboy, but the cowboy was actually a cowboy to her. You know what I'm saying to you? And instead she got Corb man, you know? And I understand that for her, that this choice was a little bit difficult at first. You know, I think she just wanted to play a little bit of a game. She wanted to feel wanted. She wanted to feel needed. You know, she wanted to feel like somebody wanted her. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to have the power of the options. Okay. All right. And when people get options, I don't think there's anybody in that villa that handles things correctly in that place, you know? So, you know, her having Corbin and having Caleb, yeah, she totally told one or two fibs. I ain't gonna hold you. She lied one or two times. Let's be real. Okay, all right. She's a liar. Okay, because if you're gonna tell one or two fibs, you're a liar. And you know, you can put an extra sincere for lying, but it's just like, you know, I like the fact that her and Corbin had this little sneaky link situation going on. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm not mad at it, you know. So
Kenzie's
yeah,
Sean's
I don't know.
favorite person. That's Sean's favorite in the villa.
Now, how you even fix your mouth to form that when I just said I want her out of the villa? So that troll would have had to work at an earlier time.
Why is it you don't like
you want her out so she can come be with you? You gonna fly to Kennesaw?
There would never.
I don't know why I thought it's Kennesaw, and so wait, Kennesaw is where?
In Georgia.
It's outside of Atlanta. It ain't even that country.
Okay, Kennesaw. How do you spell that?
Kenni saw.
I just want to make sure. Sorry, because I really thought you might be saying it's Kansas, and I've been saying it wrong the whole entire time. I thought I was so I was just like, damn, I've been saying it wrong. But you meant Kennesaw. Okay, fantastic. Just want to make sure.
I saw a couple of deep dives on Kenzie too. This ain't her first rodeo with a black man either.
Yeah,
she looks like she can handle a black man, and I'm never mad at it.
Look, no. And especially in these times, it's political. So it's going to be a big fat no for me. When the clear people dabble in our spaces and they are ill-informed, they don't know the history and the danger of what they bring when they bring their antics with them. And they come with this, I didn't know that. I did that. Oh my God. I didn't know that had that context. Emmett Till, who was that? Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I don't like it. If you wanna be with us, then I need you to be with us. And if you over here playing games, lying, manipulating, fetishizing, it's a big no for me. She is in her 20s, so I'm gonna give her a little bit of the grace and not go all the way in on her. But at the end of the day, it's dangerous waters, and she's over here playing dumb and lying and saying one thing to the other. I'm gonna kiss you in the corner, but don't tell nobody. Yeah. I am glad that at the end of the day, she put it out on the line and she stopped stringing Caleb along, because that's all she's been doing, so she can have options. I'm glad she just put it on the line and wrote that letter to Corbin.
Well,
now obviously some people get vexed at Kenzie because of the way that they feel like she handled Melanie. They feel like, you know, they feel like she has a superior complex to Melanie, etc., etc. I mean, did you guys feel that? I just felt like it was just a case of usual, you know, competition. You know, I don't want you to have what I have, and you know, a double standard that I think a lot of people hold when they're on the show. I want you to explore. Don't explore my connections. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I felt. I didn't see anything deeper than that. But again, I'm always happy to be corrected. I didn't necessarily see that with Kenzie. I just felt like it's just what people normally do.
Nope. And this is what this is the first instance, is that when she came in that villa and when Zach said he likes people with dark features and she was having a hissy fit and turning blonde into a repressed racial class, that's what lets you know the danger of that behavior, because she is so miffed that somebody isn't attracted to her blonde hair. That's, you know, I don't get into the blonde dye of it all. I don't know anything about that, but blonde hair and the blue eyes of it all, you know, and those are, you know, it is deep. And I just feel like the way she has been moving from that moment on was very colonizer-esque. And then the moment where she's trying to tell Melanie to try harder when sincere, when the villa is crashing out over their chaotic love affair, problems, because meanwhile she's exploring and doing everything she wants to do, but God forbid Melanie does that, you know, and she's still butthurt that Zach chose Kata over her. Where she's normally the preference. She's normally the girl that, you know, in her community that is desired. And that is a problem. And that goes back to what I said earlier, is when white people need to be self-aware. And when they run around with this era of, with this air of privilege, and it goes unchecked, it becomes dangerous, because we get harmed. Those of us that look like us, we get harmed in their wake. So yeah, what she did with Melanie is a dangerous game. I don't like it. And yeah, she needs to wake it up.
Yeah, I think the main reason why Kenzie even likes Corbin is because Kenzie likes the fact that she believes she's a preference over Melanie and the other women in the villa. The reason why Caleb wasn't as enticing is because he didn't give that same energy, and he wasn't that forbidden fruit. He's who people expect her to be with. He's who the producers brought in for her. That's not who Kenzie wants. Kenzie wanted somebody that, so she could prove that like she's the preference over other people. And I do get, there's going to be some regular competition, but her type of like, she didn't really feel like she was entitled to be doing certain things. And I'm like, yeah, Kenzie, I don't know where this entitlement comes from, but that's the reason why everybody wants her out the villa. It's her entitlement. If she was just running around doing whatever, it really wouldn't matter. She kind of moved weird after that. So,
I mean, I just see it as someone who just is. When I look at Kenzie and I look at the way that she moved, I'm just looking at her as somebody who just is playing the game in Love Island, which is we're all selfish in some regards, right? Yeah. I want to be able to have what I want to have at the expense of other people. I'm sorry, even if it's my friend, I want to have the expense because I barely know you as a friend. Although I'm calling you friend, it's still new. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I want to enjoy the tropes of having these two men chase after me. And unfortunately, Melanie, you're encroaching on my turf. And like I said, I think she had every right to say it because Melanie was the first one to do it. Melanie did it with her energy. She didn't say it out loud, but her energy said that no one else can touch it. She did the exact same thing Huda did, almost in a sense, without saying it. When your energy is, no one can talk to my man because I've locked him down in the first few days, you're not allowing anybody else to have a conversation with your man, right? So in the same fashion, I get why Kenzie went after her and said, listen, like, stick to Sincere. Yes, I would say the exact same thing. Stick to Sincere because I want to have my two. I don't want you to come over here. Again, it's just rooted in selfishness. And I think that's just a normal thing on Love Island. No one really wants to allow someone to have access to their people that they're talking to. Half the time people say, yeah, I'm fine with it. They're not fine with it. Anaya wasn't fine with it. And Melanie going to speak to KC. She crashed out a little bit, right? And then didn't even tell Melanie in the end that she didn't even like the fact that Melanie went and spoke to KC. So no one really likes anybody talking to the people that they're actually with. So I'm not looking at it as anything deeper than actually people playing the game and wanting power, because that's what Love Island actually ends up promoting, which is power. Having options is power. It gives you the opportunity to choose, but it gives you the opportunity to feel desired and wanted by the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying, Chu? And listen, hey, look, maybe she has a little fetish. I don't know. I ain't heard nothing from her that's fetish as of yet. From my perspective, you know what I mean? But again, I'm British, so I may miss some things here, and I'm a male, so I might not see the same way. But from what I'm seeing with her, I'm just seeing it as a case of like Corbin's energy is very different from Caleb. Caleb is giving literally very secure. And I say this all the time that when you're on Love Island, you're in the wrong place if you're giving off secure. You are in the wrong place. Love Island is not for secure people, it's for insecure people. Right? So when you come in there with a very secure, very safe energy, it's probably what you should be doing in Love is Blind. You should be on Love is Blind. He should go on Love is Blind because he would be perfect. He'd be married by now, and people will be glossing how amazing this golden retriever is, how amazing he is, how loving he can be, how wonderful he is. The think pieces will be absolutely long. But we're on Love Island, where we're not even promoting love, we're promoting lust. Okay? And he doesn't have that energy that he needs. So for me, Kenzie Corbin makes so much sense. That man makes her feel like, ugh. You know what I mean? When you get someone that actually wants to make you feel, ugh. Does Caleb give that energy off? No, Caleb gives a very safe, very warm, very loving energy. But Corbin gives a, ugh, and he's desired by most of the villa. So I can understand why also Kenzie's like, I'm not letting that man go. This is a guy that all the girls want. and I'm winning him. Yes, I'm levels. So for me, I ain't gonna hold her, man. Let her flow, man. Catch your man, girl. Use
Yeah, I
whatever
don't
tool you
care.
need to catch him.
My issue with her is not about her and her attraction or her desire to be with Corbin. It is her motives and the way that she moves. And I don't know, you know, maybe I've just been doing too many deep dives, but it ain't a British thing. It is a white woman thing. You look throughout white women's past, they have a way of moving, and she is embodying it. You know what I'm saying? So if you and then they pretend like they don't understand the implications of their actions. And I didn't know. And for me, it started, like I said, with her and Zach, and her just being totally blown away that she wasn't being desired by him. And then she had to find first she went to the black women to try to get counsel from black women from a man saying that he likes women with darker features. Then she had to find her other white colleague, Jen, to find comfort in her blonde arms. So yeah, that behavior, yeah, we're not just gonna gloss over it. It is definitely endemic of somebody who feels like they're a preference, and then is like, oh my God, I'm in the minority. Yeah, you are. Because if you look around that villa, there's not too many blonde hair, you know, women. And white people act real funny when they come into our spaces and they're no longer the majority. And I just feel like, you know, we just can't gloss over that and pretend like she shouldn't be accountable for some of the things that she's done. She can like Corbin all day. Clearly she did. He was DJing the set. So they can keep going for what they're going for, and they're both preference chasers. But at the end of the day, I can't just pretend like her actions are, oh, she's just trying to win. No. She's doing a little bit more than that.
I mean, listen. I mean, in the beginning of the villa, there was no who was white there.
The men.
Thank you. So she has no choice. See, I listen, I'm all down for calling out people when they're gonna do the madness, but like she started off in the show and there is no white woman. She is the white woman. You know what I'm saying to you? So because I've seen the same think pieces. People saying, oh, I've seen that she's leaving the black girls now. Yeah, she found people that are her type. I will do the exact same thing. I'll do the exact same thing. If I'm in a villa with full-on white people and a black person come in, I'll tell you this now, I'm gonna be cool with white people. But as soon as a black person comes in, bye-bye. Because I found people that are just like me. There is nothing wrong with that. It's tribal instinct. People do this when they get with their like-minded people. And I totally understand it culturally. So I have no beef with her deciding to leave the black girls when that was all that was in the villa in the first place. There was no other white person. Everybody else had some level of culture to them. What else can she do? What else can she do? You know what I mean? Like, where else can she go? You wanted to talk to the man, them? The man, them are not people that you can chill with on a regular basis. Women stay with women, the men stay with men. So I think it's unfair to put that on Kenzie. And I know, listen, I know there's a political climate right now, and I'm not mad at it. Listen, if she comes out and says that she was MAGA, you can go and hunt her for it. But my thing is, in this situation in the villa, her moving entitled, I don't think is necessary just to do with, I shouldn't say just. I'm not looking at it from a racial perspective. For instance, the Zach situation, right? She's bad at handling rejection. That's it. Because when you listen to what she actually said in amongst that, she was like, well, she felt like he betrayed her. He felt like she lied to her. And those are things that actually never happened. So really and truly, I just feel like that in that situation, she doesn't know how to regulate her emotions very well, which is what Sean said. Sean said she's immature in that space. So for me, again, it's like, okay, well, again, this is a normal human behavior. You can't take rejection very well. And yeah, did she think that blondes are probably going to get chosen over brunettes? Absolutely. Absolutely. The same way that Casey and Anaya are choosing each other because they're black. Y'all don't even like each other. You know what I'm saying to you? It's the same thing. Everybody's doing what works for them preferentially in the way. And you know what? Sometimes, you know what? Yes. Did she think that he would choose her because maybe he's blonde? Yeah. She's blonde. And in the white world, they have blonde and brunettes. Did she think she was going to get chosen over a brunette? Probably. Was there a brunette? Yeah, there was Kada. That's it. So in that space, for me, again, I just don't think there's anything deeper than that. Than it is just not being chosen, not being desired, not being wanted, and you crash out about that. She's a bad crash artist. You know what I'm saying to you? And she chose Corbin, who Corbin likes that kind of girl. I don't personally. I don't see the issue. I see more of a case of she moved how most people moved in that place. Most people were hypocrites, and most people have been manipulative in that space. There isn't one person in that villa that you ain't said that has moved, who hasn't moved hypocritically and moved with some level of manipulation in there. Everyone's doing it.
Well,
Yeah, this isn't a both sides thing. And I mean, I don't want to get lost in this because we will, you know.
It's fine.
Yeah, what black people do versus what white people do are very different dynamics. When you are the majority, when you are the oppressing race, yeah, the way black people move, yes, we're going to gather with each other for safety aspects as well. Because we know there's an element of trust amongst us. Can we always trust each other just because we're all black? No, but generally, culturally, we get together for safety. So yeah, just because black people gravitate to black people, white people, yeah, no. And the way white people look to us to coddle them consistently, while causing chaos, is time and time again something that always happens. And how it happens is things like this, where we minimize it and we just say, oh, they're just doing this and they're just doing that until it gets dropped, till the shoe is on the other foot or the ball drops. Then we're like, oh my God, I never knew. I would have never expected. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We got to talk about these things. And again, I'm not saying she's the evilest person in the world, but they're microaggressions. And she definitely has dabbled in the microaggression territory multiple times. Looking at Corbin, oh, your hands are so big and he's so, yeah, all of that stuff.
His hands are big.
No. Yeah, and so is, and Mandingo is dark skinned. And some of them did have a big tool. The point is, it's not about the obvious. The point is that that's what a microaggression is. It's taking something that on the surface, if you just said it, you could let it slide. But underneath it, there's other things. So again, I'm not gonna say she's all the way there. I don't care who she voted for. The odds are she voted for him. Whether she's whatever she's not, I don't care. But I'm seeing the microaggressions.
I disagree here, because her saying that his hands are big, okay, all right, we know what she's insinuating, that he's got a big dick, but that doesn't mean that again, that is that the equivalent would be saying that, okay, I think he's so fast. That would be what we're talking about. This is not that situation. I don't think. I can't say to you, I don't think that's that situation. Her saying his hands are big, we understand that even from a woman to man, or woman, how women look at men, the optics are usually that woman like a tall man, a man that's quite big or whatever, strong. That's why the girls were talking about his back, right? So this is her saying his hands are big. I need something a bit more concrete for this to stick for me, because hands are big isn't giving anything. I can't lie to you, right? It's not giving anything. You know what I'm saying, Chu? Like I need to see there's more. How she treated Melanie is how everybody was treating everybody in that villa. Everybody was being entitled with the way that they moved. So again, I don't think it's her moving with an entitlement that is any different from what anybody else in that villa was doing. You know what I'm saying, Chu? So for me personally, I don't think there's an issue. I don't think there's a deeper issue with her saying that hands are big, and she's trying to allude to the fact that, or she's speaking from a conscious place where it's like, how do we say that she is fetishizing Corbin in that particular space either. Again, I would need a little bit more than that. There needs to be a little bit more than that. I think we have to go on more than that than just lumping someone into that group. And we have to take context into the situation, which is why initially, when you made the first point about her and how she moved with the black people, I'm like, there was nobody else there. So I think context needs to be added to when something has been said. You know what I'm saying, Chu? Like, again, like I might be missing it, but I'm not seeing it. I feel like it's an easy hit. You know what I'm saying, Chu? When everybody's doing the exact same thing in this villa, and they're behaving the exact same way, and the show promotes for people to do this kind of stuff. Move back and forth, choose people, not choose people, write a letter, don't write a letter. You know what I'm saying, to move back and, like, you know what I'm saying, to at some point, I think we're gonna have to look at it in a way like, well, actually, I don't think this. Okay, I don't think there's anything more than just what it is, which is it's a game, and everybody's playing that same game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's where I disagree. My disagreement is the fact that it is a microaggression. So microaggressions are something that is not glaring, and it's not going to be the red herring or the thing that's like, oh my God, I see it so clearly. The point is, it is subtle, and if ignored, it goes amiss, and then it grows. And it's not just the way she's playing the game. It's not just that. And everybody in that villa is not white. So yeah, people move with different levels of privilege based on who they are and how they present. Just like people are joking and calling it Paper Bag Island, right? So there's a certain element of preference when people are light-skinned, right? When people are biracial, they move in a very different way, the same way white people do and the same way Black people do. And when white people are doing it, we're going to call it out. And Kinsey is definitely not articulating, but showing signs of somebody who is walking around with that white privilege and looking to exert it over anyone that gets in her way.
And can I give an example of that that's unrelated to Kinsey?
Please.
That we see over the years with Love Island? When you are either white or have a white mama like Kata, have you noticed that you kind of move differently than the Black people in the island, both the men and the women? Like the way Kata was so willing to tell us everything that they did down to that hideaway, and all, the willing to be so sexual on TV. You did not see Ace, Shelley, or Landria. I'm just going with last season. You don't see this season. Casey is frustrated with Anaya, but it's different. Even Trinity has admitted to stuff, but she's not doing all that. Although that's not directly related to Kinsey, it just shows that Black people and monoracial Black people especially move very differently in that villa. And I also think that Kinsey was able to, and this may be part of the game and part of her white privilege put together, was able to take advantage of Melanie. Even though she was being very male-centered in the beginning, she's moving more like a Black person. She's not doing all this extra stuff out in the open, all this stuff that Kinsey was willing to do to get Corbin. And I feel like that's leading into her privilege, because she's doing all of this overly freaked out stuff, and that's what Corbin wants to do. And she knows she's willing to do that. Meanwhile, Melanie is over here trying to be loyal to her, talking about, I turned down a kiss. I mean, I don't know if I'm putting it all together, but Kinsey has fully leaned into her privilege and the game, and it's a mix of the both, and I don't think they can be separated. I'm sure as the episodes go on, there's going to be more concrete examples of what everybody is seeing, but I don't know what. Don't agree with me. It put some shockingly behind it. You could just not agree with me. But what I really believe is that if everybody is sensing it, especially Black people, if we know, we know. And Kinsey has done way too many things. Another example, you can be not good at rejection, but why did you just suddenly assume that when someone said your eyes were interesting or whatever they said, whatever Zach said, that he thought your eyes were beautiful because they were blue? Like, it's stuff like that. All he did was say he noticed your eyes. He never said he liked them. But you assume that people like them because they're blue. Like, Kinsey has done a lot of little stuff. Like,
that's a privilege, yeah. That's a privilege. But that's
like that.
Privilege, yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, and like I said, I might be missing it. So that's why I want to give the other perspective. I might be missing it. Contextually here, in this scenario, right? The game works on some level of privilege. It's called beauty privilege, right? For everybody, right? And as we already know, yes, her being white will have an influence, but it only has an influence if the people in the villa actually want white women. It doesn't work if you don't want white women, right? And as we can see, right, in a situation, right, in this villa, if this was UK, I'm rocking with you, because it usually is built in that way. The US version of the last few years I've seen, right, is that actually, and usually it's not even Black people that usually get the kind of sway. It's usually other cultures that come into play, right, that will get a more leeway in a situation. Technically, only her and Jen are the only white women in this villa. right? If you want to call it Eurocentric white, almost, right? Everyone else is of a different culture. And the only way this privilege actually works is if the men in that villa also rate her highly. At that point, the privilege doesn't work. So this game is based upon her beauty. It's based on people's beauty standards, right? So in this instance, when she's dealing with how she moved with Melanie moved the exact same way she did. Melanie did not kiss. Melanie, let's not make it that Melanie didn't kiss Thingy because of Kenzie. She didn't do that because of Kenzie. Melanie didn't kiss Corbin because she still was thinking about old boy Sincere. It had nothing to do with Kenzie. She wasn't trying to be more respectful. Melanie's aggression was towards Kada when Kada first came in. Was asking her mad questions, trying to be passive aggressive towards her, right? The Melanie was showing that energy towards anybody else coming towards Sincere, which is why you hear the girls say, "Well, if we move like this with Sincere, we would be in trouble." Right? So in this particular situation, Melanie has moved the exact same way, has moved territorial with Sincere, that no one can get close to him. Right? So her only giving back what Melanie gave in the first place, and giving back what Melanie has given in the first place, again, it's just competition. You don't want someone to take the person that you have. So for me, that's understandable. As a human behavior, it's just understandable.
Melanie, but Melanie was doing the same crap. The reason why Melanie also is operating under a place of privilege. That's the reason why she came at Kada so bad, because Kada was the only person that Melanie found to be competition. They're all moving the same way. Melanie never came at Trinity and Anaya because she never was threatened by them. She was only threatened by Kada. Once she found out that Kada didn't even want her man, she was able to fall back. So Melanie and Kenzie actually were operating under the same type of sphere that I'm talking about. It's just that Kenzie, like to your point, regardless of whether her privilege was effective, she had to wait for a self-hating black man or a person who wanted, or a black man that wanted to be fetishized, for it all to come together. When Corbin came in, she finally got her one. She's like, yes, this is the black man that's going to pick me over everybody else, especially because I'm overly going. So I mean, I get it. I don't want to.
Why are we saying self-hating here? How have we got to self-hating in this scenario? Again, what evidence have we got that he's self-hating?
There's a lot of background on Corbin that fully solidifies that he's self-hating. And then even on the show, the way he looked disgusted at Anaya even thinking about kissing him, to the fact that he's willing to bend over backwards for Kenzie, and then the things that have come out about him off of the show. So I think I have enough information to say that he's a self-hating black man, for sure.
Again, no, because if I'm going to kiss somebody, I want to kiss someone I actually like. If I don't like you, and again, would need more evidence than just Anaya. If I don't find Anaya, if I don't fancy Anaya, I don't want to be kissing her either. Now I do fancy Anaya, so I'm going to kiss her. Okay, but again, this situation, I'm like, once more again, right? He didn't want to kiss Anaya. Okay.
Kojo, you're acting like the white person who, when you come in a restaurant and they immediately greet all of the white people in the restaurant, and then when you walk in, they wait 10 years to greet you, and you walk out and you tell your white friend, I experienced racism because they greeted everybody within 2 seconds, but they waited 10 minutes to greet me, and then the white friend goes, well, I need more information. That's not concrete. Maybe they just didn't see you. That's what this conversation sounds like. You would be absolutely livid. You would be livid because you know what you experience. This is the same thing. We know what we see and
but you're not experiencing it. No, because because we're flipping it. You're not experiencing it. You're telling me what you're perceiving. And that's the difference. If you told me your perception as your experience that is happening to you directly, I would believe you. It's happening directly to you. But you're telling me about something that we're both witnessing on a TV show with limited information. So you're giving me your perception. And I'm saying to you, I don't see it that way. You know what I'm saying to you? So that's why there's a difference. Because I'm asking for evidence.
You're never going to get it because you don't.
Hold on. I'm asking for evidence because in order for me to
we've given you examples though, Kojo. We've given you multiple examples between Seaway and me.
You haven't given multiple examples. The examples you gave was not multiple,
but you don't want to see them. You've asked for examples, and I've given you them. Christian has given you them. Like if you just disagree, you disagree. And I think that's where we're going to have to land, because you're not going to see it. A microaggression isn't a glaring example. Privilege, and somebody said it in the chat, privilege is not something that works 120% of the time. It is a way of thinking. It is a way of moving. It's a way how they navigate life. That is the privilege. So if you're looking for a concrete example that's going to resonate and hit for you, you're probably not going to see it because you disagree with our points.
Yeah, I do disagree with your points. So if I'm asking for the evidence, because you're saying that you're saying the burdens of proof is on you. You're saying this thing. So the burden of proof is on you, right? So I'm asking for the evidence. I'm saying to you, okay, the evidence you have to give me the, hold on. I'm saying to you have to give me the context of that, because when you're giving the evidence, for instance, when you gave that evidence about she went from no black people to the white folk, I said context. You didn't give the context. I gave you the context. So if I give you the context about it, you have to be able, if you're going to give evidence, you have to give the context around it. That's what we're talking about. So I don't mind succumbing to saying there's microaggressions. I know there are microaggressions. I'm a black man in Britain. We know what microaggressions are. But the reality of what I'm saying to you is, in this scenario, when we're talking about it, I'm saying to you, I don't see it. And that's why I keep saying, I'm also happy to say that I may be also biased because I'm black male from UK. It might look differently in the US department. But what I'm seeing in this situation is that you're holding her to a degree of how she's moving when other people are moving the exact same way. And I'm like, I can't see it. So when you're saying Corbyn's self-hating, I'm like, okay, I haven't seen any of the information outside of the villa. Solely based on what's happened here, we're saying because he didn't like the fact he had to kiss Anaya, that means definitely he's self-hating. And I said, I don't think there's enough to go on to say that's someone self-hating. You know what I'm saying to you? For me, it's not enough to go on. You know what I'm saying to you? But hey,
well,
you know what I mean?
Between his girlfriends coming out talking about he don't date women and he don't like black women, coupled with some of his behavior in the villa, coupled with his infatuation of Kenzie's basic behind, coupled with my life experience in the United States of America, I'm gonna go with self-hating man for 300 Bob. So I'm gonna rock out with that one. I've seen a 5 billion Corbyns that I know exactly what they look like. If I'm wrong, I'll eat crow. I'll eat it. I actually leave room for being more wrong about Kenzie than I am about Corbyn being self-hating. That one I'll bet you a lot of money on. That one is not convincing. Now with Kenzie, if you want to say it's more because she's entitled or she's extremely insecure or she's just playing the game, I'd rather leave more room there. I know what Corbyn is, so we don't even need to guess what that is. But you know, we'll see.
And the other point is that, listen, self-hating, that's Seaway's word. I might not lean all the way into it, but anytime you see someone go after someone of a completely different race, and we can go with the Jamaican Chinese of it all, he's a black man at the end of the day. A very fair one, but he black, okay? And when you go in that direction, it's for a reason. It's for a reason. And is it an absolute? No. So I don't want to get into a conversation of every black man that's with a white woman means that he's self-hating. No, but there's something to be said. And you made the point earlier, when that villa is predominantly women of color and black women, and you choose the white woman and consistently choose the white woman, that we gotta look at that.
Again, contextually, who are the two women that he wanted?
Who is he?
It was Kenzie and Kader, right?
Now,
no. Who did he? Again, you have to contextually. Who did he want when he first came in there? It was Kenzie and Kader, but Kader was already kind of locked up, so that couldn't happen. Kenzie was literally the only option until the Melanie situation actually happened.
So white and off-white?
Exactly.
What's it? Okay. Well, no, wait. So his background, is he fully black?
And your point is what, Kojo?
No. It's important. Is his background?
I already said that. I said he's Jamaican Chinese. I said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So already, first and foremost, he has two different cultures coming in. Right? So if he has two different cultures coming in, me personally, I'm looking at going, if you're already two different cultures, you're not your natural affiliation is not going to be someone potentially not going to be fully black. That's not what you see. You have two different cultures. It's like saying to me,
a Chinese Kojo. I don't know if I have to, and I'm pretty sure they do this over the UK. This ain't the type of scenario where he has a Chinese parent. This is what I call a nigga with Chinese ancestry, because there's a lot of Chinese ancestry in Jamaica. I would bet that he does not have a Chinese parent in Jamaica. He's a black Jamaican with Chinese ancestry that he felt the need to tell everybody about, which actually leans more into my god dog point. That man don't have a Chinese parent. What's his face? Sean is actually the one that got sent home, was actually the real Blasian, and he loved black women. Corbin ain't Sean, nor do he look like him. Corbin just is I can't even. Where's that man who the diluting the race man? Cue him. I need him to come in because I can't.
Again, I think
back to the original point though. Before you jump on in, the majority of the villa is women who are more like him, because Anaya, Trinity, Melanie are more like him than Kinsey is racially. So he chose the person that's in the minority, which normally is not even the case. But he chose the lone white woman until Jen came along to settle into. So that just tells you what it is.
You didn't even like Jen. You didn't even like Jen.
I didn't. Kojo, stop hanging on every word and trying to make an argument about it. I said Jen was the lone white woman until she wasn't. Kinsey was the only white woman until Jen came along. That's my point. I'm not saying he liked her. It's like, and again, like that's why I think, let's just move on, because we're going to spend 5 hours trying to get into the weeds of this, and trust me, I fear we're going nowhere. So let's agree to disagree and move on to the next couple, because this is going absolutely nowhere.
I think it's a good conversation. I think it's necessary.
No, it's actually starting to stress me the hell out, because you're intentionally not trying to understand my points, and you're making
you do that again. You keep thinking I'm doing it intentionally. It's not. I genuinely don't agree with you. Sometimes when you have a point,
that's not what you're saying. You keep telling me I'm wrong, and then you keep trying to make little sub points.
There's a difference. You are saying I'm wrong. I'm telling you I disagree with you. That's the difference. You're telling me I'm wrong, and I'm telling you I don't agree with you. There's a difference. Me not agreeing with you doesn't necessarily mean I'm saying you're actually wrong. I'm saying to you I have a different perspective.
You told me
what
you're
saying.
Told me I'm wrong. And you told me you said I don't see it.
Did I say it wrong?
I think you guys were wrong by the way you're looking at it, because I don't see any concrete evidence of your point.
That doesn't mean I'm not saying that necessarily wrong. I'm saying to you I don't see it. The reason why I'm making my points because I don't see your perspective. So if you're then telling me you are right, which I don't think necessarily is all the way you're saying that you're right, but you're saying this is your perspective. I'm saying to you, I need some evidence before I can come to that side and see it from your perspective.
And I don't think you're going to do that because you don't want to. You are dead set into it, because at not one point.
Do you want to see my side?
I don't want to see your side.
Stop saying it's me, because it's you too. I hate when you do that. Bro, you always be like, it's me that don't want to see your side. We don't want to see each other's side. That's the point.
And that's why I just said to you 2 minutes ago, let's move on and agree to disagree, because we're not. I've never said I wanted to see your side of it. I never said I wanted to be convinced by you.
I'm not trying to understand you.
But I don't want to be convinced by you.
Then say that. Don't put it onto me like I don't want to be convinced with you. I'm having a conversation to be
I'm telling you what you're doing.
No, you're telling me what you think I'm doing. There's a difference. It's a difference. You're telling me what you think I'm doing.
Come back after the ban. This is the way we coming back after the ban. This is
no. Let him go, because he trying to tell me how I'm doing. I'm saying to you, we are disagreeing, and that's okay. We're trying to wrestle a little bit to try and get an understanding. And listen, we may not never come to each other's side, but I'm not going to tell you that you're not trying to understand me, and that you're not trying to come to my side. You're saying your points. I'm saying my points. You know what I'm saying to you? But you're trying to tell me I'm definitely not trying to hear you. I'm not trying to understand you. I'm like, I am trying to understand you. I disagree.
But you and I are two different people, right? So what I'm seeing from you, and that's what happens with the both sides thing. Yeah, I'm not you. So how I'm interacting in this debate is not the same way. So how I'm perceiving you is what I'm telling you. And what my perceptions of you are is that in this conversation, you do not want to understand. So you are just nitpicking every time I make a point. You go into nitpick it and then try to make a sub point and a separate point about something else. And then it derails it. And then I feel like I have to go back, try to clean up something that I was not saying. So that's the part that's making me feel like you don't want to hear what I'm saying. Just like I said from the start of this conversation about microaggressions, which are subtleties, but you keep asking for overt examples. They're microaggressions. There's not going to be overt examples that you can say, oh my God, microaggressions are subtle. They're surface level. So again, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just not going to see it because whatever your perspective, how you think about it, how you feel it, you don't want to see it. So I think it's just like a fruitless debate because I wind up being frustrated because I feel like I'm not being heard, or there's no points where you're like, you know what, Sean, that's a good point. You're not saying that. And that's just where
Have
it
you said
is.
My points are good?
No, because I don't agree with you.
Pause, Sean. You pause. You've interrupted me several times when I'm talking, and when you're talking about me not understanding your points, you've not said the same thing. The thing that you're holding me to, you can't hold yourself to. There's not one point I've said that you said that's a good point. Why are you holding me to a level you can't hold yourself to? Now think about it. You're telling me that I haven't said that your points are good. What have you said that what I've said has been good? You can't hold me to a level that you're not holding yourself to, mate. Come on. You can absolutely have your point, and I'll absolutely debate you all day. You know you will, but you've got to hold yourself to the same account you're holding me to. You can't hold me to an account that you're not holding yourself to, and saying that I have to like your point. I haven't said any of those things, but you haven't said anything that to me either. We disagree. That's okay. That's all right. But I just don't like the fact you're putting it onto me like it's, well, you're not really listening. You're not trying to. I don't feel heard. Well, whoa. Okay, have you heard me? Have you heard me? You just disagree. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I think that's all it is. You know, we just disagree. Do you know what I mean? And we may not see eye to eye. Maybe something has to come a little bit later on. You know what I mean? Let's move on to another couple. You know what I'm saying to you? So the Sean doesn't kill me. He like, after 3 months, this is what you're bringing to me. So let me get out of here before he chokes me. Listen, let's go to the next couple. Let's move on to the next person. So let's talk about Melanie and Sincere. Was there any microaggressions here? Just want to let me know. No, okay, let me stop shading. I'm joking. But was that Melanie and Sincere? What we talking about this love triangle that was going on with Melanie, Sincere, and Soul? You know, how we feeling about this couple? Because you know, it started off with Melanie and Sincere at the beginning of the season. It had a toxic run. Soul got involved. I ain't gonna lie to you, I thought Soul was boring, but you know. He wanted a change. He wanted to play Sincere. He wanted to play Melanie in her face a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was getting his own back. Let's be honest. And then he went right back after he kind of like punished her a little bit. You know what I'm saying to you? I mean, they both were doing stupid stuff, but yeah. I mean, for me personally, that's why I was looking for Melanie, Sincere, and Soul. How we seeing this triangle? How we seeing this particular one? How we looking at this one for this year?
I'm happy for Bobby and Whitney because I think they needed to come back together. Now that like there's, you know, everybody did, you know, they little tit for tat, right? Now they're back together. And now the real character is going to come up, because if after all of this and they get back together and Sincere starts running to Soul's door talking about, you know, I hated it had to be you. I had to pick a side to side, you know. Then Melanie is going to get the closure that she needs, because I think a part of her feels like she started this mess and then it got out of control and then they got uncoupled and Soul came in and she's like trying to start a, you know, clean slate now. And we'll see if they can. They're either going to start a clean slate and this is all going to be behind them, or Sincere's colors are going to show and whatever is going on with Melanie is going to show. I've seen a lot of growth from Melanie. I have seen the opposite from Sincere. So I think that's going to be the test. Really, it's going to be on Sincere. I think Melanie has I think she's kind of learned her lesson, in this villa. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm actually glad they're back together so they can work this thing out. Let's see. I'm actually a little surprised that Sincere wrote that letter to her, because he's been talking out of both sides of his mouth when it came to Soul and Melanie. So you just never know where he's gonna go. So let's see. Maybe he's gonna grow. I'll give him some grace, and hopefully, he realized what was at stake. He got a chance to get back together, and now he's gonna be honest. The past hasn't shown that, with the way that he is not upfront, tells a little bit of truth, and then leaves a whole lot of lie on the table. But let's see. I am part of me is rooting for them. I don't know if it's my toxic side that wants to see them win because they have this crazy chemistry together, or whatever it is. But I hope this is the last time we see chaos between the two of them. But I'm cautiously optimistic.
I mean, I love me some Bonnie and Clyde, you know what I'm saying to you? So seeing these two out here doing what they do best, which is bringing chaos to the screen, I can't be mad at it. You know what I'm saying to you, Now, Sincere's obviously, he's told some lies, he's not been honest and not been, forthright with some of the things, downright, unnecessary lies as well, some unnecessary lies, over a period of time. For me, I think I get why Melanie went back to Sincere, but I think in this scenario, Melanie should learn a lesson, really, because there's game players who gameplay with the gray area, but people who Sincere are like the nice guy in it. They lie to get through, and I think that's a bit more. It's a little bit it doesn't feel so bad, but it's quite insidious, right? Because whenever he feels he needs to get out of a situation, he lies. So instead of actually just telling the truth, he'll lie again, and he'll lie again and again and again and again and again. So even if this gets outside the villa, I would be very concerned for the kind of relationship they're going to build, because, I mean, Melanie kind of, not told the full truth as well when she kissed Corbin. She knew what she was doing, playing the game. But it's like that kind of behavior doesn't translate very well in the real world when you're dating. So for me personally, I don't like it. But I know why they came back together. I can see that, when you're just in a toxic situation, the person's toxic, and it's kind of sexy. When you're not healed, it is sexy. So I get why they were drawn together as well. Do you know what I mean? And Melanie was trying to hide that little smirk that she had. I ain't gonna hold you. She knew she wanted to say that she won, but she held it back. But yeah, do we think this is gonna end badly? Go for it.
She didn't win anything, and the unfortunate part for Melanie is what stood out for me is not that Sincere was coupled with Soul. It was his indifference to Melanie's pure, her mourning. Melanie was in mourning for 3 days, and no, it wasn't for attention. She was literally devastated, sleeping in soul ties, couldn't be next to another man. You could tell that she had a real care for him. Meanwhile, Sincere, every chance he got a chance when he was getting to know Soul, he didn't check on Melanie. He stayed up in soul ties with her for hours. And then when they actually fully got recoupled, he's doing everything in the bed, kissing, hugging, smooching. He don't care where Melanie is sleeping. And I get it. He was in a different couple, but it just stood out to me. You can tell the other couples when they care. There's a level of I need to make sure she's okay. I cared for her. He never had that. And when he did fake check on her, that was only for him basically to say hey, I want us to be linked up again so he can rope her back in. Sincere is low-key kind of scary for me. I know Melanie started off as a villain, but we see who's the biggest villain. And Sincere, I would have to see something really different from him in this next chapter. He leaves Soul alone, doesn't go to bother Soul, but if he starts that bullcrap trying to rope Soul back in, I got nothing for Sincere. So we'll see. And I hope Soul don't go. These women got to stand up.
The show does need a little bit of a villain. So, you know what? Rope Soul back in, blood. So rope her back in, blood, because at this point the show needs a definite villain, and Sincere wants to provide that villainary. He probably will. He probably will rope her back in.
Sincere and Kinsey, they're both doing it well.
Yeah,
Your girl.
and I think he'll rope her back in. I honestly can see Kenzie roping Kayla back in. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like, you know, when like you've had a taste of power, you've dragged people left and right. It's hard to let go of doing that game again. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I honestly think he'll end up roping her back in again. So, and be like, you know, I did say yes to Melanie, but you know, I didn't want our connection to end.
Mm-hmm.
And she hasn't got no one else in there at the moment. Well, I don't know. Do you think that she can go over to KC? Can that work? You know what I'm saying to you? Or are KC and Anaya too far gone for Soul? Soul, innit? Soul. Because she hasn't got any other options, innit? Yeah.
No, it's too late. I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, again, you never know. It could be something that gets drummed up. But I think Casey would look a little crazy if he's gone so hard to be like, you know, Anaya's crazy. I don't want her. I'm not looking to explore Soul. Da 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 da. And then you at the 9th hour do that without saying like, hey, listen, I kind of do like her or something. Like he did none of that in the beginning. So I don't see him doing that quick pivot. Production would have to throw something to get things going to make that happen. Like do a recoupling and force them to be together. Then maybe. But outside of that, I don't see it happening with Soul. I think she's likely to get sent home, and they're probably going to bring in some more bombshells to shake stuff up.
Because they didn't do enough.
Yeah, because I don't see her with anybody else at this point. And Soul, low key, she shot her shot with KC. You know, when they had their moment a couple of episodes back. So she threw it. She told him like, hey, if you need to hoop and get in there too. And you know, he kind of grinned. But he didn't really, he left it on the table and has really shown us no inclination that he wants to revisit that. Now, had Anaya not written that letter to him,
that's the letter killed it as well.
That letter, man.
Once she wrote that letter, that sealed it because that's the reassurance that he was looking for. So I think she roped him back in. But let's see.
Because anything can happen.
Yeah, anything. You know, it's the island. It ain't nothing but a busload of bombshells waiting to be dropped off to shake some stuff up.
I hope they bring in some bombshells, man. Do you know what I mean? Some quality man them and gal them, you know, to kind of spice these people up a little bit because they're way too comfortable. So they were comfortable after day 3, and I think that's what's like. I wouldn't say irritating, but that's what's like, wait, are you guys being genuinely serious? Y'all all found your people after day 3? Like,
no, because they didn't bring no type of too hot to handle white girl. Like, what's that white girl that ran too hot to handle for a long time? She has brown hair.
What's her name? Yeah.
She's like with well, I think she's a trans man now. What's her name?
What?
She's married
with a trans man, or she is?
No, she's married to a trans man and just had a baby. Somebody in the comments know who I'm talking about.
Damn.
Come on, y'all, help me. She was on Too Hot to Handle. She's really pretty, and everybody liked her. She has a baby now.
I know you're talking about,
with a trans.
Is it Alex? Is that not? It wasn't Alex, was it?
None of y'all know? Okay. Anyway, it'll come.
Nobody's even guessing. They moved. They done moved on.
Well, anyway, if somebody knows, but that's who I think would be who would throw Zach off. Thank you, Francesca. Yes,
Francesca.
Her.
Yes, Francesca. Yes.
Her. If y'all don't know who that is, look that up. That is who they would have to send somebody like that in. They have yet to send somebody like that in. That would F the villa up. Yeah, she was with Harry at first. So we haven't seen nobody like that. They haven't sent in like a like a Nia Long or a Lori Harvey type. Like we haven't had like an actual bad black girl, no white mama type come in either. And we haven't had like another black dude come in that maybe Trinity may like. So there's been a couple of like gaps here.
Yep. I definitely agree that there's a lot of gaps, which is making it easy for them. Go for it, Sean.
Yeah, I think Zach and Kata, they're setting the sign. He's setting the signs of causing some chaos, because they done come out of, the hideaway talking about, and then he's talking about, would you be upset if I, pursue another bombshell? So he's definitely looking, I think that's a relationship we can dive into too, where there's some trauma. He's looking to explore. All she does is pet him and tell him how beautiful he is.
Handsome.
And it don't look like it's getting it back. She seems to be a little color struck herself, and chasing after Zach, who seems more interested in following behind Bryce, with their bromance or whatever the hell they got going on. So those two, I think, are going to be the next ones to really ruffle some feathers, because I think, Kata seems like if Zach starts acting a fool, she going to act a fool.
I definitely hear that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think the boy is just scared, man. I can't lie to you. But also, I just think to myself, whenever women start calling you cute at the beginning, it's just never a good sign, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was calling him cute, and everything like that. And I was like, I don't think that's going to be a great fit. But I also think that Zach is also afraid of just falling for her. I think Zach is a lover boy. So I just think he's afraid of like loving her. Do you know what I mean? And falling in love with her real quick and real easy, just like his brother did. Like Charlie fell in love with like Hannah, innit? So I think I think that is that situation. I look at it and I go, okay, well, in this scenario, I just feel like he's just protecting his heart, and actually that's causing him to kind of sabotage a little bit. We're seeing a sabotage. But I know what he's saying. They haven't been tested yet. So they haven't had anybody else come in. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And this is why he didn't want to lock it down too soon, because then you can't have these kind of conversations, because now there's an expectation that you're going to lock it down. But it's like, he's not there yet. He's like, bro, I don't want to lock it down just yet. We need to be tested. I need to go through the fire. You know what I'm saying to you? But she's like, well, I found my person on day one. Don't mess up the money. And it's like, bro, I ain't explored yet. I need to taste and see, So I get it, man. I get where I can see where Kata coming from. She's found a person, she likes him. But I can also see where he's coming from, which is like, you know what? I want to explore. I want to see things. I don't want to lock it down because I feel like I'm going to give you way too much power. And that's an insecurity in itself. But I just think that he's trying to open himself up for more situations, you know what I mean? With the ladies, hopefully, maybe in Casa, maybe if someone comes in that space. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what actually happens.
Well, Zach and Kata aren't getting our votes anyway, so they don't have to worry about that. They should just do what's best for them, because they ain't getting no votes. Zach has already done too much damage trying to be Ace Jr. around the island for him to get any votes. So whatever he want to do, he could do. But any couple with Zach in it ain't winning no money. I can tell you that much. Any couple with Kenzie in it ain't winning no money. So whoever coupled up with both of them, they gonna find out from America soon enough. They better uncouple and find somebody else they want some money, because them two ain't getting no money.
It's gonna be interesting because we're gonna find out who's you're gonna find out who's actually liked by the public very soon. Yes, Sean, go for it.
Yeah, I think that it's a bad sign for their coupling that she's constantly pushing the agenda when it comes to sex, and he's pulling back. Anytime you see that regard, it's a bad sign, especially on Love Island in your 20s. She keeps pushing the needle forward, and he keeps pulling back. The same with Bryce and Trinity. Because he made that comment this episode that Trinity wanted it to go further, and he put a stop in it. So, hey, And again, I think that it's nothing wrong with a woman obviously expressing that she's interested sexually in a man, but when you are constantly leading and pushing that, and then the man is pushing back, I think it's a cause for pause. And I think sometimes men say no because they know they don't have full intentions, and they know what happens once the sex happens, and they don't want to deal with the consequences. So initially they may say no until they buckle, or they're just really not that into her. And sometimes women do that, you know, in these from a place of insecurity, feeling like they need to hold the man by giving them sex. I don't know which one it is with Kata and Trinity, but it's definitely something they need to watch out for, because it's a recipe for me, which looks like disaster.
Also, I just think to myself, also, he didn't want to have sex.
No, he didn't.
And and I don't know if that's because he didn't like her, or whether he just didn't want to rush into the sex aspect, but he generally didn't want to have sex. And when he said it, Kayla said, "No, we're having it."
Yeah, because I don't
like,
think
you know what I'm saying?
Because he already knows if he does that, and then a bombshell
That's fair.
comes in that he likes, women are going to.
Well, he did say that. You're right.
Well, he's right.
Right,
He's like, women are going to turn. He knows. Not only will Kata turn on him, America will turn on him. So he was like, yeah, no, like, I don't want to do that because I'm not trying to be set up for that responsibility. And then what did production do? Kind of coerce him. Help me, y'all. It's late. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like that was really right either, because production kind of forced him in that situation and he didn't want to do that. So that was kind of weird.
No, I definitely hear that. Yeah, I think that's a fair point on that with Zach. I agree with you, because he did mention it. He did mention it a couple episodes ago, and he was like, you know, just in case we want to see other people. And I think for him and I think Kayla's not the end. She's not the end buck stop. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, I think he just sees that there could be potentially there might be other people, and honestly, not even just for TV, but just in general relationship, having sex with somebody complicates things, especially in the villa, because like you'll be with each other all the day, every day, and then you're adding sex on top of it. Like, bro, like the emotions are gonna come with it. If you want to now switch, it's heavy. You know what I'm saying to you? So I could also understand that perspective too. Were you gonna say something, Sean? I thought you.
Yeah, no, I was just actually shaking my head in agreement, because it just, you know, the whole way they played that thing up, he seemed nervous out the gate. And I think to your other point about sex changing things, and then imagine it being amplified when everybody knows they're either in the next bed or you're in the hideaway in the next room, and then you got to talk about it. And then he comes back in and they're like, what you did? And he's like, everything. And then Bryce is like, well, what's everything? Did you do butt stuff? It's just kind of like,
that's too much. And that was kind of
like, it's like there's been a couple of conversations that have been cringeworthy. You know, there was that conversation that Casey had when he was talking to Corbin about Anaya being a grandma and he's trying to get some. And it's like, you know, like I just think between that and this and the constant pushing it, I just need Kata to wake it up too, because it's like, baby girl, like, where's your self-esteem? It's like, where's your self-esteem? Are you getting off on trying to conquer this dude? Like, I don't know. It just seems like you are overly going, and every time he's just very hesitant. It's like, where's the self-awareness kick in? Like, ooh, I might be pushing this a little bit too much. Because correct me if I'm wrong, when they first talked about the hideaway, he was kind of like, we're not gonna do nothing. Like, I just feel like, when are you going to read the room? And even Kata's, and I land here, even Kata was like, I'm glad we're going to the hideaway so we could get some freedom from Bryce.
That's too much.
I need her to read the room and just realize that Mandem is just, I don't think he really likes her like that.
And speaking of that, it looks like Jen and Gabe have completely sealed the deal. The production was messy, showing his underwear at the bottom of the bed. So we'll see what happens with that couple as well, since they decided to do that for no reason. So
That's not definitely here. So hopefully we'll see. Hopefully in the next few episodes we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying to you? You know, let's see what happens between Zach and Kadar, whether that will shift, because that will definitely change dynamics in the villa. I wonder if Corbin would go after her in that space as well, because I know he did like her as well beforehand. But everybody's so settled now. I wouldn't even know who would even try. I don't even know if what would even happen if he went with somebody else and who she would go with, because everyone's just so settled. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, they're saying they're open, but no one's really open to that perspective. So I don't know where to go to. They'd have to have new people coming in.
Well, Casa is next week.
Casa next week. Okay, so it needs it now. I can't even lie to you. They need. I said Jesse said it, and I think it was great. They need 2 Casas. They need Casa back to back. They need a Casa. Go to Casa, come back with a new person, and then head straight back to Casa again, just to make sure you know it's like a double dunk in them. You know what I mean? Let's make sure. You sure you made the right choice?
Was Clark a Casa girl? Was Clark Casa?
Ooh. Was she Casa or was she a bum?
I think she was a bombshell.
I think she might be a bombshell.
She was a bombshell.
Oh wait! Oh, it was the other girl that was Casa with the
Which one? The
hair.
The one that was coming. The one that was coming out of London.
No, I think Clark was Casa. Yeah, she was.
Did she come in during Casa?
Oh. Okay, so Clark was Casa then. Okay. Well, she was a good Casa person then. Maybe she was a good person. What she got? Let me see. Clark.
Yeah, so you know what? And I think that when she came back, that's when he said, "I choose Clark."
Yeah, Casa.
After I choose Clark, and that's when Alondria got the news. Yeah, that's exactly how it went.
She entered on day 17. We're nowhere near that just yet, but yeah, we actually are a couple of days away from there. So day 17, she entered and was dumped on day 27. Okay, so all right. Okay. Ooh, boy, bye. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully Casa gonna bring the heat then, because we need it. You know, so you know.
Well, I can tell you, ain't making it back from Casa. Zach and Kata, if they bring some bombshells, they may not make it. I think Bryce and Trinity are trying to scam for the money, so we'll see. I don't know.
I don't believe that relationship one bit.
Same.
But they're trying to scam for the money. They think we don't know.
That man started to get disgusted.
You said what, Coach?
I said Bryce is starting to get a little bit disgusted. Did you see him today when she was telling him about Melanie? I don't know. Maybe he was reacting to the fact that Melanie and Sincere are back together again. So I'll give her a bit of grace. But when she said about Melanie and Sincere getting back together again, it's like a lovely work. He looked like he wanted to throw up in his face right now. Like he looked angry. And I was like, I hope he's not getting sick of to be honest, I don't believe their relationship anyway, but I hope he's not getting sick of Trinity in that space. So I don't know. Hopefully he's just hopefully he was reacting to the story between Melanie and Sincere and not Trinity. But I don't believe their relationship at all, to be honest. And I don't.
I think she may like him for the plot, you know.
And it's for the plot. I think that's a fair point. Mm-hmm. I'm listening, bro. Go for it.
But he doesn't seem to like really. I don't think he likes her at all. And I just need her to stop talking and telling her secrets, because she already done told us she done gave somebody, you know, the guac with her mama in the front seat. Now she's talking about the other episodes. She was talking about butt stuff and all this other. I just need her to. Sorry, you're gonna have to just keep something to yourself for a little bit. Just keep it on the inside. You know, I'm not trying to do respectability politics with her, but I just need her to just, you know, just say a little less.
She does say a lot. Can't lie to you. I think it might be her age and the Gen Z of it all. You know what I mean?
True.
Different generation. Because she was sharing some stuff that I was like, baby girl, they'll never share that. You know what I mean? Your mom's in the back of the car and you doing. I mean, mom's in the front of the car. You doing stuff. We don't need to know that stuff. Okay.
What they say, Batman shouldn't be able to beat that out you.
You know what I mean? he can waterboard me. He still wouldn't get out of me. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like, what are we doing? Cause it's like, don't let them get that information out of you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it is. You know, yeah, that was a bit much. And I felt like Trinity is like, because I didn't think they ever liked her. I didn't think they liked her at the beginning, and then I just felt like, you know, sometimes ladies be like, he's kind of grown on me, you know. And like, you know, I don't know if you've ever been if you've been in a situationship before, right? And you're dealing with somebody, and it's like the moment they start liking you, you start getting irritated because you can see they're starting to like you. And it was never supposed to be that way in the beginning. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And that's how I feel about Bryce and Trinity. It's like it started off as a situationship. It's never meant to go anywhere. And then Trinity starts liking him, and he's getting irritated that you actually like him. It's like, no, you actually didn't like me. That's starting to piss me off. Like, what are we doing here? That's how I feel about them too. I don't ever see them actually really being romantically engaged there. You know what I mean? And of course, Bryce tried to talk to Kayla, which I think was a bit of production. I can't hold you. I do think that was production. That sideways move to Kayla just looked nuts. I just didn't see it. She really told you kind of once already that she don't really like you like that. So I just don't know why he went a second time. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know how much more warning he needed, because when he talked to his BFF and Zach laughed at him, you know.
Yeah. That should have been the warning signs.
It should have been like, whoever's in my ear, whether it's the right side of my brain, production, don't do it. This ain't, you know, my ace done told me don't even try it, you know?
It's not a safe space.
He still went there, and she looked at him. We was like, ooh.
This is nasty.
Bro, don't move like that again.
Let this be the last time that you do such a thing.
Please. Got me feeling bad for a white man. It's bad. Please don't do that.
Oh,
no more. But they can pack him up, and I'm sorry if that means Trinity got to go, but I'm ready for him to go. There's nobody here for him. He's out of place. You know, he's just really out of place. He don't seem like anybody is really vibing with him other than Zach, you know. So
he kind of floating like what's his face from last year, and I thought we said we weren't going to allow that anymore. The one that Shelly was keeping along for a long time.
Oh, what was that dude's name?
And we knew they weren't together.
Was it Chris?
That wasn't his name.
What, the other guy?
The one that
the Asian guy? No, that was a Landria guy with the Asian guy.
Austin, yeah.
Oh, yes.
He's floating like Austin, really giving us nothing.
But Austin pretended more to like Shelly. You know, he would be whining. Oh, I really like her. Where are we gonna go? I'm really trying to make this thing work. He was always whining in somebody's ear, you know, trying to at least pretend and feign interest, whereas Bryce seems very more nonchalant. Yeah, I don't know who else. And that's the crazy part. We gotta root for somebody.
And that's what I'm saying to you. There's no rootable couples right now. You're gonna have to choose one villainary couple.
Caleb and Soul is who I'm looking for.
Who?
Caleb and
What?
Soul.
You want to root for Caleb and Soul?
Give him a few days. Let's see what.
That's
see what
the
happens.
C team. They're not even gonna make it.
That's
Like,
who I voted for.
You voted for them as a couple?
Yeah, I voted for Caleb and Soul today.
That's such a throwaway vote. That's like voting for Jill Stein. Why would you?
That's not a throwaway vote. Somebody had to save them.
Wow. You know,
Jesus Christ, that's a horrible throwaway.
No, who did you vote for?
I voted for Casey and Anaya. You should have known by the way I came in.
yeah.
It was either going to be Casey and Anaya or Melanie and Sincere. Who else I'm voting for?
Melanie and Insincere in all the best and best regards was getting no vote for me. Now I'm happy for them, but a vote is too far.
Other than that, who's left to vote for?
And I already knew the Black Coalition was gonna go ahead and save Anaya for just because of that. So I gave my vote to Soul and Caleb because hell, they deserved it.
I think Gabrielle and Jen, you know, for the win. Just kidding.
Huh?
But Gabrielle, I like Gabrielle. It's a shame that Beatrix had to go home, but I like Gabrielle.
He's overly freaked out. Ain't nobody paying attention to Gabriel.
Yeah, like he's probably that's
overly freaked out.
Beatrix said he's very intelligent. and very smart.
And truth be told, I'm gonna say it here. Seaway's been hearing it. I didn't like Bia, to be quite honest.
Now, why don't you like Bia? I like Bia.
I didn't like her at all.
No bad 3 slander will be
Truth be
tolerated.
told, that wasn't a tear I shed when she walked up on that screen. No hate to her. I respect her. I respect her as a person. I respect her, her resilience. Everything else, she can pack it on up.
All I care.
You can accuse me of a microaggression if you wanna, and I won't argue with you because I don't like her.
Yeah,
God bless her.
That's a microaggression. You being ableist.
To go, pack it up. Your time's up.
You're ableist, and it ain't.
It has
right.
nothing to do with that. I respect her. It's that black scent. I don't like anybody with a black scent. And I figured this out on Brooke Ashley's live when somebody in the comments mentioned that about Bea's accent, black scent. A black scent throws me off. That's why immediately I was off Huda. Immediately. A black scent from a non-black person, I'm side-eyeing you. And then everything else from there, the overly telling people what to do, telling people you need to change your actions when you know me for 2.2 seconds, I'm kind of good on you. But, she's for somebody, and I think there's people that like her. No, no disrespect to them.
A poor girl, man.
Not my cup of tea. You got to talk to me nice.
And Spanish. Talking Portuguese and Spanish and
it's okay. I gave my vote to who deserves it. April says she turns her head when Gabe is kissing. I'm crying because so do I. I can't look at it.
You know what I want?
What you want?
That's what Gabrielle says.
Oh, I'm like, what the?
Oh yes, you know what I want.
You know what I want? It's a bad boy lie. He said, you know what I want? It seems to work. I don't know. Corbin can take some pointers from him, but yeah, it seems to work for Gabby.
Corbin's getting smoother and smoother by the episode. Either Kinsey just is overly going and ain't that difficult, or Corbin's getting smoother.
Nah, Kenzie's just overly freaked, man. She's overly freaked. Corbin tried that stuff with Kayla, it didn't work. Tried that stuff with Melanie, it didn't work. He hasn't got it. He ain't got it. So yeah, he's gonna have to learn, go back to school, learn some of that smoothness all over again. You have to learn that out because he ain't doing it.
Well, Kenzie's impressed, so
she is impressed still.
I'm sure that's why that's his perfect type.
You know what? He said that's my type.
Well, look, he had Melanie for a hot second,
and then one
whistling and canoodling in the bed. So
they were doing something.
I can't hate on old boy.
And that's what I'm saying about, like, I guess it's Love Island. It is what it is. But I think that must. I don't think I could ever survive Love Island. I'd be crashing out every day. Because how am I in the bed with someone, kissing your neck, kissing your back, trickling your back, doing all kind of things to you, tricking you out like this, and then to see you have a chat with somebody else and you giggling up in their face, slapping them? How funny! Yeah, I'm gonna crash out. Because you mean I was turning you inside out last night, and you're out here having conversations like the way you come have conversations.
We've seen
and
it.
You want to kiss somebody.
We've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, you've seen it. You didn't know. I'm gonna crash out. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? You know what I'm saying, Chi? Out here kissing other people. Why is it?
Meanwhile, you kissing and canoodling too. So hey,
I know. I'm a little bit hypocritical. I'm using my privilege a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, now you can see the privilege. Oh, okay. I'm glad we got an acknowledgement of a little
microaggression here and there.
Not white privilege, but male privilege. But I get it. We'll take it.
In this patriarchal society, you're gonna use what you got. You know?
So hey, we're not gonna win all fronts, but we can take a win as a win.
A win is a win.
I swear, it's a test, but it's a test in cuckolding though, because they watching you kiss somebody, go, people doing all types of challenges. It's like I'm good. The way my ego is set up, it wouldn't be. They would have to shut production every day.
I don't even like the task. I don't know how they do the task stuff. The task stuff is where, because people are really going in on the tasks. Like they're using the task as a way of like going in. I don't know how I'd be able to do it. I don't know how I'd be able to see you in the same light after that. You know what I'm saying? I would do what Zach is doing. I got to pull back. Because what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Do you know what it is about Zach? He cannot get the idea of her toes curling with Caleb. He can't get it out of his head. And you know what? I'm with him on that. I would not be able to get it out of my head either. First day he comes in to kiss, he's in between your legs and your toes are curling. Yeah, I won't be able to. I ain't forgetting that either. Yeah, you're gonna have to put the Men in Black thing on me because I ain't gonna forget.
Erase your
memory.
memory.
Because that's what I'm gonna do. Because I ain't gonna do anything else. So yeah, it couldn't be for me. So I don't know how to do it, but yeah. Well, the next few episodes are gonna be interesting. So we're gonna see how that goes in that space as well. But before we go and finish, Deacon, it's been a minute. It's been 3 months. We haven't heard a sermon from you. So we need to have our closing remarks from the Deacon on this lovely review.
All right. So it's going to be brief, but I can say that, listen, I'm still glad to be back. We may have tussled a little bit, but the love is there. We gonna reconcile like KC and Anaya did. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter. We can have a differing point of view, but it's all about how you work things out, and that's the important thing in a relationship. But I think Love Island is not necessarily always about relationships. It's about who's gonna win. At the end of the day, and it kind of shows that we don't know who's in it to win it at this point. And I think that we got a few couples that seem strong, but are they really strong? Are they going to take it to the test? Are they going to make it out of Casa upcoming? Are they going to be able to do those things, those wonderful things that they said in those letters? Because what we know about actions and words is they need to align, right? Because that's what intention means, right? When your actions align with your words. So we've seen some people write some great letters. We saw great letters from Anaya. We saw a great letter from Casey. But is that what we're gonna see going forward? Seems like Kata likes Zach a little bit more than he likes her. So let's see if now he meets her where she's at, or if he continues to be Dora the Explorer, where he's told her what he wants to do. We got the toxic duo, Melanie and Sincere, back together. Have they learned? Are their letters going to be true? Or are they going to get right back to chaos as soon as they get back together? So some interesting things. We got two people on the outside, Soul and Caleb. Are they going to be kicked to the curb? Who knows? We don't know. Kinsey and Corbin, are they going to fulfill their zebra love? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know, because as Kojo says, she's just a minx that is looking to get her prey. So, hey, is she going to be looking for other prey, or is she going to settle in with her fantasy? I don't know. And I think that is almost it. Oh, no, we got the couple. I hate to forget them, but Trinity and Bryce, we got our eyes on you. I don't know. You trying to sell us a dream, or y'all in love together? I don't know. The verdict's not out. Back to you, Coach.
Thank you very much, Deacon. It's good to have you summarizing as always and giving us the word. It's always a pleasure to hear that from yourself as well. Listen, it's been a great conversation, ladies and gentlemen, and we've enjoyed ourselves. It's been 3 months. I felt a little bit rusty, but we got back into the swing of things. Yeah, we're going to start getting back into it. I know Married at First Sight starts, I think, next month or whatever as well soon. So back on the Married at First Sight reviews panels as well. I think Love is Blind might be starting. And I think Love is Blind UK is not necessarily anything else, but it's on there as well. So we'll definitely chop up some more stuff. And of course, Love Island. By Saturday, we'll have another live because, of course, we've got the episode that would have aired on Friday. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe we might even do a live Friday. Might be easy to do a live on Friday actually. So I'll be awake, so I'll have gone to pray and then come back rather than Saturday. But yeah, we'll definitely have a live for the end of the week so we can actually talk about some of the stuff that's happened. There's a lot to happen. We've got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to happen. I'm telling you, something's going to happen. I just can feel it. Someone's going to do a madness that's going to get us all on our edge of our seats. I'm probably just saying it just because I want to see something crazy. But listen, people, it's been a pleasure. It's been amazing. It's been wonderful. Okay, all right. and we will see you very, very soon. Much love, much appreciation. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. There's not much I wouldn't do, so be careful out there. Again, we'll see you very soon. Much love. Ta-ra, 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 ta-ra. Bye-bye, guys.
Little black